Am I 29 male, justified in remaining cut off from my sister, 28 female, to the extent that I have? Family is starting to ask that I mend fences. My sister is a lesbian. My ex-girlfriend and fiancé of 6.5 years realized she was bisexual. My sister and I were close and I mentioned this to her. That said, my sister is someone who basically enjoys screwing around and then ditching her partners after she's had enough. Under the guise of basically giving my girlfriend advice, she did her thing, seduced her and slept with her. I found out because when my fiancé was acting weird, I ended up snooping and seeing a shit ton of messages and a number of dirty pictures exchanged. As far as I know, their affair went on for a few weeks before I found out. I blew up at both of them, ended things, and have not spoken to my sister in 3 years. At get-together I don't acknowledge her unless it's to be an a-hole to her. But she's mostly dead to me outside of snide snappish remarks. We used to be thicker than thieves, and what she did cut me deep. I knew she was a skirt chaser, but I never imagined once she'd go for my ex at the time. I'm not as angry as I used to be, but it's the principle of the thing for me. She had some health scares within the last year or so, and recently she got into an accident. It's been a rough period of time, and my parents, a couple grandparents, and 2 of our siblings have asked me to maybe put aside our issues as her health is more important. I told my brother to let her sleep with his wife and see if he'd be saying the same thing. She started asking for me a bit more, which I know through my folks. On the one hand, it's entirely possible she might be dead within a few years, and I'm not sure how I feel about that, but on the other, it's like I said, we were always super close and she committed probably the worst sort of betrayal ever. It's not like we were distant siblings, or maybe I'd understand, because we had no sort of relationship, but we were best friends. I was the first person she told that she thought she was a lesbian back when we were teenagers. She was that annoying sister who followed me around a lot and generally tried to spend lots of time with me. We saw movies, played video games, went cycling, and did other things together. She went into dental school because of my encouragement. I was there beaming like an idiot at her graduation, taking pictures like crazy. I'm just trying to give an idea of how close we once were, which should help whoever reads this to understand how much what she did hurt. So am I justified in remaining cut off from her? Should I try to mend fences given her situation? What would you do in my place? TLDR, lesbian sister seduced my girlfriend of many years when she admitted she was bisexual. We haven't really spoken in years, and after a number of health scares over the last year, my family has been asking me to maybe extend an olive branch. She's also been asking for me.